This is an interview with Mr. James Pullom for the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute's Oral History Project. I'm Dr. Horace Huntley. We're at Myles College, April 24, 1996. Thank you, Mr. Pullom, for coming and taking time out of your schedule to sit with us today to talk about the movement. Just want to start by asking you to just say your name, your birth date, and where you were born.
Hey, what you want to know now?
Just say what's your name and your birth date.
James Pullom.
What was your birthday?
May the 31st, 1921.
May 31st, 1921. And where were you born?
I was born in Brown, or Dallas County, a little outside country where you used to get a mail from Browns, Alabama.
Browns, Alabama. That's in Dallas County?
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh. And how long did you stay down there?
Well, I stayed down there till 48, and I come to Birmingham.
Oh, you came to
48.
Birmingham in 1948?
Yeah. He brought me out to cotton patch to Birmingham.
Out of the cotton patch into Birmingham. Well, what was that like, moving from the country to the city? What was it like moving from down in Dallas County coming to Birmingham?
It was all right with me then.
Oh, yeah?
I was leaving off the farm.
Uh-huh.
You know, some people don't like the farm.
Yeah. Well, how was the farm? What did you do?
It was all right.
Yeah.
Plowed a mule and picked cotton.
Yeah.
My daddy was a big farmer.
Or did you have your own farm?
No, I was with my daddy.
Did he own his farm?
Yeah.
He owned his farm?
Yeah, he was on the farm, all the 7 boys and 2 sisters.
Is that right?
9 of us, no.
And all of you worked the farm?
Worked the farm.
Yeah. Well, how much schooling did you have?
Well, when I left the country off that farm, I completed 8th grade.
Uh-huh. And then when you came to Birmingham, what did you do?
I started public work.
What kind of work did you do?
Working at Western Grain.
Western Grain. You were a machine operator, weren't you?
No, I was operating a bobcat.
What was a bobcat? Forklift.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you were a forklift operator.
Yeah.
And how long were you out there?
About 35 years.
Is that right? Well, just tell me a little bit about what it was like growing up in Dallas County.
Well, it was all right with me. I was then on that farm. Dad had a lot of cows and hogs and all that kind of stuff. He raised all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So y'all raised all of your food?
All the food.
And all of your brothers and sisters?
My dad was a syrup maker. Had syrup, yeah, about your syrup come again. You to ship milk. 5 gallons of milk. Get up there and get that milk for them calves get it. From the dad, y'all go out there and get that milk, y'all. That'll be your money. But then put it on the road then, but milk truck come by and pick it up.
Oh, yeah.
Every morning.
So every morning, did you milk the cows?
Oh, yeah, I milked them long before till I left the country.
Is that right?
About 3 of them, me and my brother, about 3 of us, be up about 6 o'clock milking them cows.
Yeah, so you had to milk the cows and slop the hogs?
Slop the hog and carry that milk out there on the road.
Yeah.
Then I get ready and go to school then. All of us go to school then.
Yeah, so you had to get up early.
Yeah, go early.
And do all that. Well, how did you get to school? Did your daddy take you to school?
No, I'm on 2-4 from school. I could walk to school. Well, 2-4, Dad had a pickup Ford truck. My older brother take her to school.
Oh, yeah. Well, what did your mama do? Was she?
Well, just cooked and kept house and cleaned up around the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your dad owned this farm then?
No, yeah, I owned the farm.
He owned the farm.
Didn't own it, but he used to rent land from.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So all the family
That's
then worked together.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, well then.
I remember my dad running 5 plows at once. White man come out there. What white man y'all working for? I said, we don't work for no one. I'm working for my dad. Your dad must be a big farm running 5 plows. I said, he is. He went on there.
So he wouldn't bother you?
No, he didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Said, do you have any all day? Could you help me? I said, no. I said, well, my dad, when I start plowing this mule or what I'm doing, I'm gone. I ain't working with nobody then. We have a rest period then.
Yeah. So you
he always would cheat us. When y'all gonna wait for me? I said, Daddy, ain't hard letter. He keep his beard around you.
You didn't have time to work for nobody.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure did.
Well, you say you had how many brothers and sisters now?
I had 7 brothers.
And 2 sisters.
2 sisters. 9.
Did all of them come to Birmingham?
No, wait. As you get old enough, that's when they be out leaving. The other one leave maybe a year from now.
Yeah.
2 years. We had left. Like that's where we left that point.
Yeah. Who was the oldest? Were you the oldest?
No, I wasn't older than me. The oldest. It's about my older sister, about 3 or older than me.
Okay. Did somebody come to Birmingham before you came?
Oh, they started coming after me. Some of them went to Boston, Massachusetts. I got a brother now in Boston, Massachusetts.
Is that right?
Up there.
So you were the first then to come to Birmingham?
The older one, about down in Mobile now.
Oh,
he way up in age. Huh?
So
that's the way we left.
Mm-hmm. So when you came, who did you stay with?
I stayed with Marco.
And then did he get you the job?
No, he didn't give me the job. A man was working on the job, about 55 or 60. I went out there to the plant while he was working there. He asked me, he said, you want to wait? I'll come up here and give me a job. He knowed the man then, I didn't know it. He went to, I'll go to him and tell him then. He took me to his farmer and told him, yeah, young man come from my home. I know it, I grew up with his dad. He said, you want to work? He said he wanted to work, so he told me to come back in the morning. I was ready to go in, but I told him I didn't have any lunch. He said, I'll buy you lunch. I said, no, that's okay, I'll bring me lunch in the morning. I could have bought my own lunch. At the time, I had sold a couple of bales of cotton. I had about $400 or $500 in my pocket. But I didn't tell him.
Yeah. So you were pretty straight when you got here.
I was straight then.
Yeah.
That's why I stayed till I retired.
Mm-hmm. Well, how long did you stay with your uncle?
About 2 years, I think. Went to Docene, another place called Docene, while my brother was working there. He was working in the mine then.
Oh, yeah.
I would stay with my brother till I...
Yeah. Well, did you ever work in the mine?
No, I went down with him to work in the mine. But I promised, I told the Lord, let me stay on the top of them. I'm afraid to go down that mine, under that ground. Yeah. But I stayed there. My brother, the thing they went on, trip, whatever we call it, I don't know what you call it.
Trip
the men went down. When I looked down, I see them going on that ground. When they got out of sight, I grabbed my cap and I got out of sight. And I didn't go in that mine.
So you didn't want to deposit the mine?
He called back up to his wife. I told him, so why, James, you seen James? He said, yeah, your brother sitting out there on this porch. I told him, tell him I changed my mind. I didn't go down that ground.
So you never did go down in there? You just looked out and saw?
I didn't go down there no more.
You saw where they were going?
Yeah.
And you made the decision
so
there?
I stayed with him then till I got me a house of my own then.
Okay. Well, then, did you marry a girl from
I didn't
here?
marry right then, but I married about 2 or 3 years after that.
Mm-hmm. So you married a girl from here in Birmingham?
No, I married a girl grew up down in the country where I come from.
Oh, okay.
I know her daddy right now.
So you...
well, both of them from the country.
Both of you from the country?
Yeah.
And then when you got here and you got settled, then you got married?
Yeah.
Brought her here?
Yeah. I'm settled now. Doing fine. Lord bless me every day.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell me, how did you get involved in the civil rights movement?
Well, a man by the name of Reverend Prayer Service started Alabama Christian Movement Human Rights. That's how I started in the movement. You know him, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Fred Shuttleworth?
The world ought to know him.
Everybody knows him, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when he started the movement, you were right there with him.
Oh, right there with him. I like to be a follower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, why did you decide to get involved with him?
Because he was going right direction and trying to do right, helping our people.
Well, what was he doing that was so attractive to you? What was he doing? What was he doing that you wanted to follow him in?
What he believed in, what I believe in, that what made me follow.
Mm-hmm. Well, when he started the Alabama Christian Movement for Human Rights, this was in 1956.
Yeah.
What was Birmingham like?
It was rough, man.
How was it rough?
Rough.
What made it so rough?
It's like I think you just couldn't get the opportunity, the privilege to do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You had to get out there and change them laws. Supreme Court didn't make a law overnight, but the Supreme Court will sweep them in the trash can over the next day. You had to keep moving. Like when Dr. Martin started the boycott in Montgomery. Mm-hmm. I know you heard about it.
Oh, yeah, talking about the bus boycott.
Yeah, he had to walk where they wanted to go.
Yeah.
I've been willing to do that too.
So well, did any of that happen in Birmingham about the buses? Did you ever ride the buses?
Yeah.
To desegregate?
Yeah, I rode them. But
did you ever sit in front of in the white section?
Well, I'll tell you what I did. I was working at Jim Landon. Me and a friend of mine named Carter Gaston. Yes, you may know him.
Carter Gaston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and him, we get off 3 or 4 o'clock, we'll go downtown, buy us a paper, and sit up there, ready the bus drive, back of the bus. Now, Fred told don't do that. Just wait a while. Just don't get.
You don't want to get that cut.
He don't want. I used to go up there and move that bowl. I mean, he'll tell me, put that bowl back in. But one boy opened his knife, but I told him, no, let's go on back. But us had, Fred, our leader told don't do that right then.
Yeah, but you would get on the bus and you would sit up there where you were.
Yeah, I get a book or something like I'm reading. I looked down, I had the book bottom up. Called myself reading.
On the bus.
Man standing on his head. So that's where I started balling in the movement.
Did you ever go to Newberry's or Pizzitz or Loveman's to demonstrate any of those?
Yeah, I didn't go in at then, but it started testing it out. I didn't get in that bunch. Mm-hmm. Went in testing it out. Yeah.
Well, what was?
But I went out to the Dobb House. Carried Fred out there and some of the civil rights leaders. I didn't go in. He told me don't go in. How he got out there. Someone just who brought out who got. He told us told me don't go in. They went in there, but they wouldn't stood in.
This was at the airport.
Yeah, at the airport. Called it the Dobb House.
Right.
I think that was the name of it.
Yeah, Dobbs House. Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's where it was.
Yeah. Well, when you got involved, you started going to the mass meetings.
Yeah.
What was those mass?
After that was organized, I went every night. You had a mass meeting every night.
Is that right? Well, what was a mass meeting like?
Well, they talking about things, trying to get together, work out something. Yeah.
Well, but what would happen at a mass meeting? What would they do? What would they?
Yeah, get up, different one come up, get up and speak and say what they wanted to say. That the main speaker get up, but that's what they were getting ready to start and get together.
Well, you were working for Jim Dandy, is that right?
Jim Dandy come.
Well, now you were working for Jim Dandy, and you were working also for the movement. Did the people at Jim Dandy say anything about your having?
Well, they tried to, you know, some plants, some of these come, they'll tell you, they will fire you. You know that, you know. It's like you know you attended a meeting, but the president of Jim Dandy said he didn't care what kind of meeting we go to. All he wanted to be out in the morning wait. But after you get off, he said you can join anything, go anywhere. That was the president of Jim Dandy said. But some plant fired a lot of them.
Well, what did the foreman and the whites that worked along with you, what did they say to you?
Well, they didn't say nothing. That's wicked. They tell me what to do. They gone. And then I told my foreman one, I said, just tell me what to do, show me what to do. And you can go put your foot on the table and drink coffee like y'all do. And that's what I told him. He got gone there and he didn't get behind me no more. I said, you ain't got to be part behind me. I know what to do.
So he left you alone.
I tell you one thing, I've been found that out. If you tell a person to his face what you mean, you ain't out no trouble out of no way. And some of these white folk always call you out your name. I told him my name is James Pullom. He called me something, but I stopped him right there. My daddy told me and said, put time of man, call you out your name, tell him your name, stop him right there. But if you let him go, you can't, kind of hard to stop him. And out of that, he seen the boy starting to me. So you got to mind how he talk to James. He got news for you. So I threw with all that.
So you wouldn't let him talk to you?
No, I wouldn't. He called me out my name, I wouldn't even answer. But some of them called him something else, he'll answer, but I wouldn't go for that.
Yeah. So, but I know that you also worked in the movement. You were a guard, right?
Yeah.
Did you guard were you a guard at the meetings?
At the churches, go to different churches.
Right.
That's when we guard.
Yeah. What did you do? How did that, tell me how that
operated.
operated.
Well, about 5 was going to be walking around watching. Well, I tell you one night, he was a sheriff, John, Detective Jones. Jones was city detective. Yeah, city detective. Well, out that night, he come and drove up there by us, and I walked down the street. I maybe wouldn't see if I hadn't kind of followed when he drove off. On 8th Avenue. So I saw a boy laying on the back seat, a colored boy laying on the back seat. I followed him then. I went on. He got out in the dark. The boy got out in the dark and come up there. I went in there and called Jose Williams, Martin Luther King, top aide, and showed him that boy. I said, see that boy sitting there? That boy there? I said, he got something on him. You better get him. He went in there and got him. He carried him downstairs. One fellow wanted to hit him, but he was told one of them, and had that thing plastered in that boy's back. Catch the new, pick up the new, whatever you call them thing.
Tape recorder.
Yeah. And that's what they found on him. And the man come out and said, Pullom? He told my wife. Said, Pullom was on his job last night, Mr. Pullom. From what I heard, he was on his job. So
yeah.
That's what I always did, look around them.
Yeah.
Different churches.
So your wife was active, involved?
Oh, yeah. When you see me, you see her. But she would always be inside till get ready to go.
Did you also?
But I stayed outside so many, probably 4 or 5 with me.
So did you ever guard at some of the homes as well? Did you ever guard at houses?
Yeah, I guarded at Armstrong House. Me and my friend. I guarded W. Short. You know W. Short in the end.
Yes, sir.
I guarded there. Maybe about a year, maybe more. Me and my friend. And we left there one night, but it wasn't our goodness. The Lord had it fixed that way. More for him. We left there one night by 12 or something. By the time we left, W. Short come up and he said me was shooting at him like a rabbit. I remember that stone wall him, dropped down, maybe would have killed. And the wife was on the telephone, and a bullet knocked the phone out her hand in the house. No, that was Dan, but
And you
I got around that dog.
You had just left.
Yeah, me and my friend had just left. So what up? Probably us had been out there. They probably would have shot us. So, but the Lord took care of it.
Yeah.
When I got into the I asked the Lord, I said, come on, go with me through the civil rights struggle. I said, I don't know how I come in and go. I said, you know. So he carried me through and brought me out.
Safe, huh?
He had to tell me, go back. If I happen to go back, he had to tell me, go on, I'll bring you out again. That's where I see.
Right.
So all that was over with.
Well, when you were guarding, did you ever have any a gun?
No, I'm not telling you like it. I had a mind, but I didn't ever carry a gun. I started carrying, but I wouldn't. I just put my trust in the good Lord.
Yep.
And he'll take care of you.
Yeah. Well, were there others that had guns?
No, this boy didn't have. My friend didn't have none of them.
Well, I know that you went from Mr. Armstrong's house to Mr. Shortridge.
That's Carter there.
Fred Shuttlesworth.
Around the church and Fred. I was a great leader. How long we stayed there, John? So I think about that sometime now, because I said, James, you had to go through that again, 8 years again. Like that go hard, man. It's been a long time going to a place and stay all night, half of the night. That's something, but I guess I'd do it for him again. Yeah, I'd do it for him again.
What do you remember most about the movement? What stands out in your mind about how the movement went and the kinds of things that you were involved in, things that happened to you?
Yeah, it was all right. He was all right with me because what I was going through, I had a job to do. I couldn't go while we could go 40 and before we started these movements. Couldn't go. Turn your back. Wouldn't even serve you.
Did you ever participate in any of the demonstrations?
Missed I don't know how many times.
What happened?
A lot of them too.
Well, tell me what if there are young children that will watch this, they don't know anything about demonstrations. Tell me about the demonstration.
Yeah. You mean I believe I tell some young boys and girls now, they don't know nothing about Martin Luther King. I reckon that some of the teachers, I sure think way back, some of the teachers should tell them about King. They don't know nothing about him, but I believe some of them fail to tell about Martin Luther King, what they went through and all that kind of stuff. But they'd be young, but I tell them right now about them. Like I tell them about these good jobs, Mars. I had the picket store. We picketed the first store. First store we picketed was Liberty Supermarket down there where Jim Buck at. That's the first store we hit. I think we picketed 31 days, I think a month. I sure it is. And the president's name sticking at it. That's Liberty store. He said he was ready to talk. Could you all get me as leader? I'm ready to talk. I was thinking about Walker. You don't know him. You know George Walker. You know him. And he asked him, say, you sure you ready to talk? He said, I can get him if you want. He said, yeah, I know I'm ready to talk. $700,000. That's what he said he had low. He said, I know I'm ready to talk.
So money will make you talk. Huh?
Sure will.
Yeah.
But Martin used to say, keep that dollar out of his hand, he'll come to the house and ask you what you want to do. And that's true. That's true right today. You come to your house and shine your shoes. If you keep that dollar, Martin said, keep that dollar out of his hand and read your Bible.
What did you want Liberty Supermarket to do? Why were you picketing it?
Huh? About 9 or 10 or 12 casualties. And one now, black and ham, them casualties, nothing but white all the way. I know the young man, first young man he put on the typewriter. He was on about 20 something. Yeah, that's why that happened.
And and the only reason that he put that person on there.
12 typewriter, ain't nobody on but white. Huh?
And everybody going in there, a lot of them were black, right?
And
spending the money.
And started, so that started the ball rolling then. I live it, I started the ball rolling. Kept on rolling.
So,
but I'll tell you one thing, it didn't happen overnight. White and black died. And one night, we marched from, what name of that church we marched to live it down there in Smithfield. I forget it. We marched from a church. Yeah. We marched about 500 or 600 up there to live it.
From St. James?
Yeah. And started marching and well, some white shot in the crowd. I could smell the gunpowder so close to me, but the man did got shot. I think he paralyzed now, I think. Anyway, the car wasn't able to move. We caught the car bumper. It hit the car. And someone got there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
So I had my car, I had my, on that bumper there, I had that car, I was almost sliding, I was hanging on to that car. He couldn't get away.
The car was surrounded by
cars. Man. Sure.
Yeah, well, that's some tough times.
It sure was, miss.
Tough times.
That's right.
Well, what other demonstrations sort of stand out in your mind?
Well, I walked from 7 to Montgomery for the Petty Bridge. I walked twice, I think. Anyway, I walked for the Petty Bridge to Montgomery.
Yeah.
So.
When you were here, now, do you remember when the 16th Street Baptist Church was born?
Yeah, I was in the country that Sunday. I don't know when. Anyway, I was down in the country. I left there that Friday. But after I heard it, I started coming. I carried some people down there still my home. But I started just lead them people and come out now and come on back to Bum when I heard that. But I stayed on there until Sunday evening. I brought them on back. I had to go back at them, but I was in the country when that happened.
So, but that when you got back, then was any activity going on?
Well, let's talk and gathering and talking and doing some, trying to get together. Yeah.
Well, what do you think about the development of the Civil Rights Institute?
It's all right. Much it went through, it need made one wasn't there. Civil Rights Institute. It deserves it. Yeah.
So you think that is something that really needs to be there?
You couldn't build another thing. Should be there. Just like King statue and Fred, and the other statue, it deserves that. It deserves that. People come here would know me. They'll call me and ask me, do I have time to go out? Yeah, I'll take you out anytime. Really, but people's coming here every day. I ring every week. I ring.
Yeah.
See.
Come to see.
There's something to see, I tell you that. People would know me and went through that. Some of my friends, some people out of town said, James, you went through all that I said, yeah. I said, man, I couldn't have took it. I said, well, Martin used that word. Said, all of them can't take it, can't make it, get in the Martin, don't get in it. They always did say that. But he said, I couldn't have took it, Pullom. So I had to fight back too. I said, well, I went through it.
So you believed in the nonviolent philosophy of Martin Luther King?
If it hadn't, you've been yet better than people. Nonviolent is the way.
Well, in your participation in the demonstrations, were you ever arrested?
No, I didn't. I wanted to get arrested, but at the Patty Wise and the Pelican, how long jail I got? Yep, out there. But he got it before I got there. I always was late when they get. But I said next time I'm not trying to get where I can get. But they always had it low when I never. get in jail.
Well, they needed you out to guard the church and stuff, didn't they?
The what?
They needed you outside. They didn't want you arrested because they wouldn't have anybody to guard.
Well, some maybe would have took my place, I reckon, but I didn't ever get arrested. But it seemed like I didn't want to.
So you wanted to, but you just couldn't get it done.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did everything I could get, but they always were pulled up, had the load when they got to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think about today and the way things are today versus how they were back during that time?
Anyway, it's better than 30-some years ago. 1,000 times better.
So you think that the movement then was a success?
Oh yeah, I ain't got no doubt on that.
So you think we're better off today than we were 30 years ago?
I'll say that anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime.
Yeah. Well, your participation then, you have been somewhat of a hero to a lot of these young people.
Well, I don't know what you call it. I reckon so.
Because you put your life on the line, right?
That's I sure did that.
Yeah. And in doing that, were you ever in danger?
I mean, he was time police have stopped me at night, told me if I catch you out tomorrow night, my tie to the car. I was just trusting in the Lord. I said, just like you tie me to the car, somebody will tie you to the car.
You would
I
say
did that. I don't know.
You say that to the policeman? And what he would say then?
He wouldn't say nothing. Stopped me one night, way back there when Jose Williams was that time. Me and Jose Williams went on the south side. Something. Anyway, after I had left Jose, he stopped me, made like I had run a red light. But I know what he wanted to do. Just want to tell me what he wants. I'm going to get him my drive like James Pullom. Yeah, he come with it then. Said, James, he said it in the nasty way. Said, y'all niggas, Martin Luther King, and President, think you gotta put your black sister and brother need blue clothes. I said, you got them on. My black sister and brother, I put them on. May go a higher stripe than you. He said, you'll never do it. You get my drive like that. He said, okay, I don't want to meet you no more. But I ain't never got bread. I called her, changed her. I said, hey, officer, come in. Come back here. Got something to tell you. It was two of them, too. Boy, man, happen to didn't kill you, shoot you. I said, y'all white people got like calling us a nigger. I said, anybody can be a nigger. Y'all can be a nigger. That's when he showed up, turned to me. He said, I don't want to meet you. He still laid on that. I don't want to meet you no more. So they left. I told him, boy, the man, I wouldn't have told that police that. He may have shot you.
Did they ever stop you again?
No, they're not supposed to drive. I mean, I always try to not run a stop sign. He said I run a stop sign, but that's what he said. But I try to not do that, break the law, unless I can't help it.
So did any of them ever have an encounter with them where they threatened to beat you?
No. No, I ain't never come under that. They never. I remember one night I went out to the airport and I saw a lawyer supposed to come in from Florida. Tommy Wren was out there that night. And I trailed Wren. There's two, and I trailed it was a black lawyer. I think it was a black lawyer. Anyway, I trailed Wren out there in the red while I was staying in on an apartment there. And another car was following me, and I was carried the lawyer down to Easy Gas Motel at that time. And I went back home. One of my neighbors said, James, a carload of police been to your house. But you weren't there about 4 or 5. They come and get at me or something, or scare me or something, but they didn't come back. He said them cars had the blue tag on. It looked like 4 firearm in there. But I wasn't there.
So, but they never did visit you again?
No, they never.
Well, did you ever see the Klan?
No, if I did, I didn't know who the one that I saw the hood, but I ain't never seen them.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Do you remember when Reverend Billups?
Yeah, I didn't get that, see that, but I tell you, I went the way. See, George always would call over, like wanted to meet some of the civil rights leaders, Martin or Fred, they always named a packet. I went out there one night and take them to the airport. And a friend was with me. You know, I go around the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I went around there and played the one-way Billy went down through there.
Mm-hmm.
Time I got there, something that spoke to me said, turn left, Pullom, turn left and go around the airport. I went around the airport and hit First Avenue and come on back home. Car was down at the end, had the car crawl away the street looking for me, but that's it. Some folks said, don't go that way, go around. I took the left.
Was that the same
time? He was
time?
waiting on me.
Was that the same time that Billups was beaten?
But I told Fred, he just laughed. I said, Fred, if they get me and beat me out of my car, they sure have to run me down. So I said, if he got the road blocked, I said, I'm getting on gas. He'll know who and who then. Fred just laughed. He said, oh, Pullom. That's all he said. He said, don't do it, but he laughed. But that's what I'm going to do. If he had the road blocking me, I may kill myself. But I might kill somebody with me. They'll know who was who. I want to drive there and stop, because they stopped me and pulled me out of my car. I don't understand that.
We're going to go that way. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you were a rather daring person then.
Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you
want
to...
But the Lord carried me through. That's all who carried me through.
Yeah.
And I still trust in him.
Oh, yeah.
When you don't know nothing about him, you better try to know him, because you're going to need him one day. It may be on your deathbed, but you're going to need him. I don't forget him. He's the head of my life.
What would you think the movement would have been like without Fred Shuttlesworth?
Oh, I don't know, mister. He is the man. Lord, he knows. He is the man. Yeah, he is the man.
You know, Fred said that he tried to die for the movement.
But the Lord had to be for him. He the man. He had bombed out of his bed. Beat the chain up out of Philip. Oh.
Were you up there at Phillips?
No, I don't know that. I think Reverend Tyson, I think he dead and gone. I think he carried him up there. But he was a powerful minister too. Mm-hmm. But I carry Fred anywhere he wanted to go, but I carried him everywhere I'm talking about. I carried him Philip if he wanted me to carry him, nobody else can.
Do you remember the Freedom Rides? When they came the Freedom Riders?
I remember the Freedom Riders. I went over to the bus station. I carried Fred over to the bus station. I had Freedom Riders. They failed. They carried the Freedom Rider on the monkey. I think they stayed in from there about a day or two already. But Fred said, Pullom, said, don't you go in here. I said, I'm got to go in here. So whatever happened to these Freedom Riders, got to happen to me, because I'm the leader of this city. But the minute he got in there, I saw a police jab him in the back. If Fred hadn't told me that, I went in there and shown up there. I may have been gone, but I see him jab Fred when he went in the back.
So it was just you and Fred, and he...
That's all right there.
You stayed in the car.
Yeah, I stayed in the car. He said, don't you go in there.
Terrible times, huh? Terrible times.
Yeah, sure, mister. Yeah. I think about it daily now. Driving in my car now sometimes. How good the good Lord is. But ain't nobody kept him safe, but good Lord, I say that. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Pullom, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come and sit and talk with me.
Yeah.
If there's anything else that you want to share with me, this is the time. Yeah. If you remember anything else that you want young folk to know about, you can tell it.
Well, I talk to daily to him now. I talk that to him. Mm-hmm. I remember, you Hope Baptist Church, Dr. Clark, I know you know him.
Yes, sir.
He's done a marvelous job since he's been in this city, in about 8 years. And that's my membership, around about 500 or 600 younger than that, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. I walk through the crowd sometimes and I say, young men, young girls, wherever y'all go to school at, college, high school, I tell them, I said, say no to drugs. He said, yeah, sir, but some of them take heed of it. That's what I tell them.
Right. Well, I appreciate your taking time today and talking with us about your involvement in the movement.
Yeah.
And
well, mister,
you were at the church the night that Shuttlesworth Church was bombed. You were there that night?
I think I had left there. I was in the country. But, yeah. But police used to come by there and shine like 12, 1 o'clock. They used to say, we just check and see how y'all doing. I started to tell them one night, but I wouldn't tell them. God told me, don't tell them that, James. I just felt like telling them. I said, y'all ain't coming concerned about us. You just come out and see nothing about us and why you can throw the bomb out. But he said, put them on there, I know you'll tell them. I said, I sure started telling them. But I think I was in the country when it happened. I went out there that night. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much. And we will do this again sometime.
Okay.
All right.
Well,